Howdy. This is going to be day two of our first week. Where we're looking at what it means to grow and to develop our mind, body, spirit. And what I want to do is talk briefly from Ephesians 4. And in here it says, I, therefore, a prisoner for the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to the one hope that belongs to your call, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. But grace was given to each of us according to the measure of Christ's gift. And then skipping down, and he gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and teachers to equip the saints for the work of ministry, for building up the body of Christ, until we all attain to the unity of faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God. So what I want you to be able to see from this is that each person is going to have their own gifts, their own strengths. And as we're growing in mind, body, and spirit, we need to be able to do so in ways that fit who we are, fit our particular passions, our particular strengths. One of the things that a friend of mine, Travis Goosey, has talked a lot about is to be able to use your strengths in order to understand your calling and your mission going forward in life. Now with that, one of the ones that I really appreciated was the Myers-Briggs test. This one has 16 different categories depending on different aspects of your personality and what really calls out to you. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, well, why is it so important for me to understand my personality in order to understand how I'm growing as a disciple? The thing is that oftentimes when we are in church, we are oftentimes being pushed to be a certain personality, to fit a certain type of person. Oftentimes we get carried away with all the followers, but we don't know how to raise up good leaders from the lay people. And oftentimes then we don't know how to accept whenever pastors have different skills or strengths than others might. Oftentimes we end up trying too hard to be something that we're not. But on top of that also is that as we're looking at how to learn and grow in mind, body, and spirit, we're going to have to look at how we do that in ways that fit our particular strengths and personalities, because if we're constantly trying to learn in ways that don't fit us, then we're going to constantly feel frustrated and get tired. So if we're constantly learning in a group, but we're more of an individual learner, or if we're constantly meant to try to do different tasks and different jobs that require more along the lines of intuition rather than more of our thought process, or even oftentimes just trying to understand whether we're more extrovert, introvert. But all these parts is that oftentimes we will try so hard to be the type of disciple that other people are around us. But we don't take the time to ask, what would it mean to be a disciple in the way that I'm designed to be? Because God didn't make mistakes with us. While we ourselves are imperfect, we are designed and meant to live out a life that God has given to each of us that is unique to who we are. So I would recommend to go online or talk with us a little bit more to see how could we do personality and strength finder tests in order to be able to see what our personalities and our strengths most clearly like.